Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I am so pumped to unpack this one with you. We're diving into a truly radical idea from our source material today. Think about this. What happens when we start treating real life and human psychology exactly like a video game? We're going to use this specific lens to diagnose a massive problem in modern society, namely, why so many people feel completely, hopelessly stuck in a loop. We've got some absolute game-changing insights to go through, so let's just jump right in.
So here's a direct, kind of provocative question for you. Are you an NPC, a non-player character, in your own life? Seriously, think about it. Are you the main character driving the plot forward? Or are you just a background character? You know, the ones just repeating the exact same tired dialogue trees, following pre-programmed paths, and just watching the game pass you by. Let that sit with you for a second as we get into this.
Okay, here is our main menu for today. We've got 5 levels to conquer. First, we'll define the NPC mindset. Second, common sense and AI. Third, we're looking at NPCs versus players. Fourth, climbing the invisible fence. And finally, we'll end with the player action plan.
All right, level 1, the NPC mindset defined.
It is actually wild how perfectly this gaming term translates into real human psychology. I mean, think about an NPC in a video game. They're literally programmed. They stand in one spot, say the exact same 3 lines, and never ever break out of their role. In real life, the NPC mindset is exactly that. It's living a mechanical, highly repetitive life. You're trapped in these fixed routines and super strict societal roles, with absolutely zero breakthrough direction. And honestly, the real kicker here is that you're completely unaware you're even in a loop.
So how do we actually diagnose this? Well, the symptoms are incredibly common. It looks like staying strictly within your comfort zone, only asking questions you already know the safe answers to. It's taking the exact same route to work every single day for 10 years without ever really looking up. Or, mindlessly staring at a spreadsheet while your brain is basically stuck on screensaver mode. It's accepting reality exactly as it's handed to you, ruled by these invisible fears that block any real change. And again, the most insidious part of this glitch in the matrix. The person experiencing it usually has absolutely no idea they are programmed. They just think, well, this is just how life is.
Now there's a massive misconception we need to clear up right now. Being an NPC, it has absolutely nothing to do with your bank account. Literally zero. Even very wealthy, outwardly successful people can be total NPCs. If you're out there blindly chasing money, titles, and societal standards without any conscious purpose of your own, you're still running a script somebody else wrote. This lack of purpose is exactly what traps countless office workers and students in this endless cycle of helplessness, completely regardless of their income bracket.
Moving on to level 2, common sense and AI.
Usually we think of common sense as a good thing, right? A virtue. But in this framework, it's really just the basic rules of the game. It's the baseline programming you need just to survive in society. And yeah, for sure, you have to learn these rules to exist. But if you stop there, you remain an NPC forever. To become a true player, you must master common sense and then deliberately overcome it. You literally have to transcend your basic programming. And to break that programming, we need an outside perspective. The source material uses this brilliant metaphor. Think of artificial intelligence like standing on the moon, looking back at Earth. Just picture that visual in your head for a second. When you're standing on Earth, you can't see the whole globe, right? You only see your immediate surroundings. You're trapped inside the system.
But AI? AI is an anomaly. It doesn't have biological limits, no cultural biases, no national borders. It gives us this completely global, unbiased vantage point. Early-stage AI gives us access to knowledge that actively challenges our deeply ingrained common sense. By giving us this lunar vantage point, it completely strips away our excuses. I mean, you can no longer blame the system when you literally have a tool in your pocket showing you exactly how to navigate it.
All right, level 3, NPCs versus players. Let's look at how this plays out.
In the everyday economy, NPCs will just blindly accept high prices without ever questioning the underlying value of what they're actually buying. Players, though, they stop, they analyze. But an even crazier example of this NPC mob mentality from our source is a group of parents who literally signed a petition to protest a teacher simply because she worked a side job in real estate. That is pure NPC energy, blindly following a mob, acting on prejudice without a single independent thought. Players separate themselves from the mob and think critically.
Let's look at another contrast. On one side, we have the successful NPC.
This is the guy who follows the family script to the letter, gets the degree, lands the safe job, gets married because it's time. It's the whole shebang. Yet, he is secretly hollow and entirely unhappy. He completed all the quests, but he didn't actually choose the game. On the flip side, we have the defiant player. The source highlights a young Chinese woman who bravely faced intense societal backlash because she refused to trade her physical beauty to extract money from the system. She defied the easy, programmed path to forge her own true independence. That is player behavior, through and through.
You also have to realize that your environment dictates your programming. Life in a place like the city of Hue, for example, offers a really fascinating alternative. Because it has a much slower pace and prioritizes humanistic values over this hyper-competitive rat race, it creates an environment with far fewer NPCs. It really begs the question, is your current environment a pressure cooker forcing you to run on autopilot, or does it give you the space you need to wake up and live consciously?
Which brings us to level 4, climbing the invisible fence.
The biggest barrier to waking up, it's not the physical system. It's not your boss, it's not the economy, and it's certainly not the government. It is the invisible wall inside your own mind. It's the deeply ingrained habits and fears you've accepted as absolute reality. Breaking out means climbing that invisible fence, and guys, it takes immense willpower.
The reality of this climb is that it is deeply, deeply exhausting. It is a daily struggle. But here's the validating part. If you are feeling immense fatigue, that's actually a good sign. It means you're actively hitting and pushing against your limits. The source also specifically notes that married women often face even higher, much more complex societal and familial fences to climb. To survive this climb, you absolutely must develop the mental armor to block out negative energy from your environment that's just trying to pull you back down.
So how do we actually manage all this mental chaos? First, just acknowledge the wall exists. Second, when your mind is totally overwhelmed, physically force those multidimensional, chaotic thoughts onto a single-dimensional piece of paper. Write them down. This crystallizes the chaos. By getting them out of your head and seeing them physically written down, you mentally shrink the thoughts. It makes them manageable, and it lets you regain control over your own programming.
And finally, level 5, the player action plan. Let's get tactical.
First, a harsh reality check. Escaping this matrix is not some quick lottery win. There is absolutely no easy button here. True maturity is directly proportional to your ability to face painful reality. It requires a lifelong commitment to waking up every single day, facing the truth, and flat out refusing to fall back asleep, right up until the very end.
You need to equip your gear for this fight. According to our source material, this means installing Tailscale and sharing network access to your phone so you actually take control of your data. It means actively utilizing AI servers and sending feedback to the teams building them. It means practicing daily communication using AI tools like Replica to really sharpen your analytical skills. And above all, you must commit to facing the truth directly instead of seeking out easy, comfortable escapes.
Listen, mastering AI is not just some fleeting trend. It is a vital, strategic survival decision for the next 10 to 20 years. If you don't adopt this AI-forward mindset to gain that lunar vantage point we talked about, the rapidly evolving system is simply going to leave you behind. You'll remain an obsolete NPC.
So, you've seen the code, you've seen the symptoms, and now you have the action plan. The invisible fence is standing right in front of you. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Will you stay an NPC forever repeating a script somebody else wrote for you? Or will you finally grab the controller? Because the game is yours to play. Thanks for joining me on today's Explainer, and keep learning.